Okay, this is launch video number 1. This will be the last video I record today, and then I will record them week by week as they go on. So you have, as of today, with this video, you'll have everything you need to get started. So I'd probably watch them again and actually take notes if you haven't already. But here is launch video number 1. This is the actual launch. All of what he's been talking about has just been preparation and things to do before you launch. So here we go.
Well, we're finally here, launch day of your 20 and 30 experience. Let's get started. Hey everybody, Eric Worre here, and I'm excited because this is launch day. We're finally going to kick this thing off. 2 weeks of preparation, 2 weeks of pre-launch, and now it's time to launch. Now, some of you are going to have the urge to pre-launch a little while longer, to prepare a little bit more, to get ready, to get ready, to get ready. My suggestion to you is if you pick this day to start, then start. Most of the learning is in the doing. Write that down. Most of the learning is in the doing. Not in the studying, not in the preparation, is in the doing. So, in order for you to figure this out, you need to do it. Now, for launch, I want you to think about, we're actually going to cover this over the course of 5 lessons, which is going to work out to 35 days. So it's a little bit longer. So the last lesson's right at the tail end, okay? But I want you to think about this over the course of 30 days. In the following terms. First 10 days, front load your recruiting efforts. You know, this is where you're going to be inviting and presenting. And to do this right, we talked earlier about you might have to talk to 200 people to recruit 20. It's actually going to be less than that, but at least 100 presentations to recruit 20. my suggestion to you is to do everything you can to do that in the first 10 days. Okay? That means 10 a day. 10 Zoom calls, 10 coffees, 10 lunches, whatever you've got to do in order to be able to make that happen. Now, if you're part-time, we'll talk about this in a second. If you're part-time, this is every waking moment outside of what you have to do. You've already cleared the decks. You got rid of the distractions in your business, right? So every waking moment outside of the absolute have to, you need to be in front of somebody, either inviting or presenting, okay? Invite everybody like crazy in the next 24 to 48 hours, present for the rest of the time, as much as you can. Try and front load as much of this as you can in the first 10 days. And then you got the second 10 days, that is going to be focused more on follow-up. That's going to be focused more on follow-up, answering questions, overcoming objections, letting people try the product, letting people get their questions answered, letting people do their research, introducing them to other people, having them check out and do their homework, having them whatever, connect to some community online. All the different follow-up techniques, because very few people are going to be ready the first time you talk to them. In the first 10 days, you're going to need to follow up in the second. This is generally, right? And then the third 10 days is closing. Helping people make a decision. So in order to make it easy here, we have to do a lot of work here. So I'm going to give you today's lesson, but next week, I'm going to be teaching you more specifically, preparing you for follow-up, because you're going to get some questions and some objections when you're doing your inviting, right? I'll talk about some of those basics now, but I'm going to be talking more specifically next lesson on follow-up, answering your questions, helping you get clear on keeping the activity going, and then we'll shift into kind of a closing mindset to help the people who have an interest and are still doing their homework to go ahead and make a decision. Does this make sense? Front load it here, follow up here, close it here. The more you put here, if you think of this like a big funnel, the more you put in up here, the more is going to come out down here. That make sense? The more you put up here, the more people you have to follow up, the more people are going to close. Not everybody's going to say yes, okay? So this is the framework of what this 30 days is about. You've prepared, you've cleared the decks, you've pre-launched, you've done your whisper campaign, people should be ready. If you've done your pre-launch correctly, some people should have already joined or are ready to join right now. And now, here's what this first part is all about. All out, massive action. All out, massive action. Listen, this may very well be the hardest work you've ever done. The most emotional, the most tiring, the most difficult, the most challenging, the most ups and downs, the loneliest. And did you know that the average person that says they work 40 hours a week really only works about 15? Did you know that? 40-hour work week, go into an office. If you really clocked, you had a timer, and you started when they were actually doing productive activity, and you stopped when they stopped doing productive activity, maximum you'd get 15 hours a week. The other 25 hours is just kind of hanging around, looking at their screen, scrolling on their phone, having coffee, sitting in mindless meetings, doing all kinds of stuff that's not really productive, okay? So this is the world we live in. What I'm going to ask you to do is, when that stopwatch starts on this month, every possible moment is spent in all-out massive action, because the numbers will do it for you. See, here's the thing. if I can recruit 9 people out of 10, and you can only recruit 1 person out of 10, you can beat me. Because if I talk to 10 people and get 9, you could talk to 100 people and get 10. You can make up in numbers what you lack in skill. What you can make up in volume what you lack in professionalism. Your enthusiasm can make up for your lack of having the perfect answer to every problem. You're willing to be messy can make up for the perfectionist that sits there and doesn't get things done. You see what I'm saying? So forget about how good you are. Forget about how many people you know. Forget about how professional you are. This is just a decision, and I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you. Want me to prove it to you? That you can do this? That you can recruit 20 people? I can prove it. I can guarantee it. Here's how I guarantee it. Let's say, just for fun, that God has agreed to this scenario, and the government's agreed also, because everybody wants to see you succeed. But here's the deal. If you don't recruit 20 people in the next 30 days, they're going to take you behind the building, they're going to shoot you in the head. Okay? Hypothetically. And you can't tell anyone that that's the arrangement. If you go tell anybody, hey, I need you to join me, because if you don't join me, they're going to shoot me in the head. Can't tell anybody that, because if you tell anybody, then they'll shoot you right away. Okay? If that was the absolute fact, we lived in an alternate reality, some sci-fi world, and if you didn't recruit 20 people in the next 30 days, starting today, it was going to be over for you. Is there any doubt in your mind that you'd recruit the 20? How much training would you need? How many people would you have to talk to? How long would you wait to make sure it happened? There isn't anybody watching here that would stop before you recruited 20 people in the next 5 days. You would not sleep. You would not wait. You would not resist making a phone call. You would not listen to other people's excuses. You just wouldn't. You know this. Live or recruit 20, or excuse me, die or recruit 20. Easy decision. Now, let me use a positive example. Most people in our lives have somebody dealing with some difficulty, and cancer is prevalent in our society. What if you recruited 20 people, you did, never done it before, you're scared to do it now, but if you did it in the next 30 days, then the cure for cancer would be released to the world in your name, in your honor. Your name would be on that cure for cancer pill for the rest of the world, and your family members would get the first pills. All you had to do is recruit 20 people. You couldn't tell anybody about this agreement. How many people, how long would it take for you to recruit 20? So I'll give you a negative example, a positive example, but both examples should tell you that this is just a decision. It's not about whether you can, it's not about whether you have enough skills or you know enough people, or you need better training, or you need better support, nobody's holding your hand. None of that is even necessary. If you make a decision, this is going to happen, you will engage in this all out, massive action. Every waking moment. Talk to more people. Whoever talks to the most people is going to win this competition. Whoever talks to the most people is going to win this competition. Talk to more people every waking moment. Be willing to be messy. Don't have it all figured out. Bring your enthusiasm, bring your passion to what it is that you do. When I was full-time and I did this, I worked from 8 a.m. every day to midnight every day. And you know what I realized when I did that? Nobody works from 8 a.m. to midnight. They say they do. Maybe they did once, and then they talk about it for 3 months. But do they do that every day? Nope. And I really was doing the thing every waking moment. I wasn't hiding. I wasn't making lists. I wasn't procrastinating. My voice, it was a challenge to keep my phone charged. My voice was destroyed by the end of like day 3. I had to learn how to pace the passion in my voice, because literally, and today you can start with text message, right? So you can sort with text message, send out a text message. Hey, can you get together something I want to show you? Can I jump on a Skype with you? Can I jump on a FaceTime with you? So you can go faster today. I had to like call people on the phone and they didn't answer the phone, then try to get together with them face to face. What you can do now is send a text to everybody, right? If you've warmed them up, that's already working for you. Follow up, get them on the phone, schedule a time to get together with them face to face, and then do the thing. And what do I want you to do during all this thing? I want you to tell your story, and do the thing. Every one of you has a thing that you do inside of your company when you're sharing your opportunity with people. Maybe you lead with the product and then you upgrade people to distributors. Maybe the thing might be a sample for you. It might be a video for you. It might be a Zoom call for you. It might be a 3-way messenger on social for you. It might be a brochure. It might be some sort of present, something face to face. It might be a home party, whatever it is. Tell your story and do the thing. Tell your story and do the thing. Tell your story, schedule the appointment, do the thing. Over and 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 over all day. Right? So this week is about turning your brain off of all of your critical thinking and all of your analysis and all of your preparation, and just go to work. Just go to work. So give you another way to look at this. One of the best ways to build this business is in 15-minute blocks. 15 minutes at a time. Take 15 minutes and invite some people. Take 15 minutes and follow up on that invitation. Take 15 minutes and do a presentation. Take 15 minutes and repeat. Okay? So 15-minute blocks. So let's say you have a job outside of network marketing and you're going to try and do this. How many hours a week are you committing to do this? If you want to change your life, my recommendation is at least 40 hours a week. If you have 2 days off of work, you need to take those 2 days and devote it to this. If you've got an extra 4 hours a day during the work week, you need to take that and devote it to this. You've already gotten the support from your family, got everybody bought in, you negotiate with everybody, figured out what you need to do, right? Well, look at it this way. 10 hours a week is 40 15-minute blocks. 40 hours a week is 160 15-minute blocks. So if you have a calendar, you could say, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take 2 of these 15-minute blocks and I'm going to start inviting. I'm going to just send messages, right? And then I'm going to drive to work, and while I'm driving to work, I'm going to make some phone calls. That's 2 other blocks. Let's say it's a 30-minute commute. I'm going to work for my employer and do what I need to do there. But during the break, if I get a 15-minute coffee break, I'm going to take 1 of these 15-minute blocks. We're now up to 5. At lunch, I'm going to take 4 or 5 15-minute blocks, 60 to 75 minutes. I'm going to take for lunch. I'm not going to eat alone. I'm not going to eat with somebody who's not a prospect. I'm going to take 5 more of those 15 minutes. Now I'm up to 10 by the time I get done with lunch. Afternoon break, I can do 1 or 2 more for a coffee break. And after work, I got 4 hours to do another, what, 16 15-minute blocks. So it's got something like 25 15-minute blocks over the course of a day working a full-time job. Now, if you're really serious and you work 16 hours, 16 hours is what? 16 hours a day times 6 days is what? It's 96, right? 96 hours times 4 is 384 15-minute blocks. 384 in 1 week. Want to change your life? Price of entry. This is the price of entry. Want to change your life? You're full-time, want to change your life? This is the price of entry. Inviting, presenting, inviting, presenting, inviting, following up, presenting, inviting, overcoming objection to that invitation, and presenting. Now, most of the overcoming of objections to somebody taking a look, okay? Most of that is found, the solution is found in your passion. If you're passionate and you're excited, they'll make the time, right? And you can use a direct approach for some people. Hey, listen, I thought about you. 1 + 1 could add up to 10. Let's go do this together. Or 2, you could say, listen, I'm doing this thing and I need to get your opinion. I'm excited about it, but you know, you're a powerful person. You know it, indirect approach, right? Or a super indirect approach. You're not a prospect, but you know some people. Who do you know that could be part of this group that's going to go take over this market? You connect them with me, I'll make it worth your while. See what I mean? So mostly it's passion, mostly it's urgency, mostly it's enthusiasm, mostly it's this contagious velocity that you're bringing to the conversation. They can tell if it's just another day or if it's something special. And you need to be talking about something special. I've just launched something amazing. It's only going to be for 30 days. This window's going to close. This group's going to take over this market. People are going to make a lot of money. At least that's our plans, for people to come in and make a lot of money, right? Don't overstate what they're going to make. You know, make sure that your expectations are realistic, or not realistic, but compliant. But here's the thing: 15-minute blocks, you can do anything, and you can build this business in 15-minute blocks. You can do it if you're a single mom. You can do it if you're working 2 jobs. You can. You just have to decide if you're going to. If this was life or death, it wouldn't be a question. Training wouldn't be necessary. Motivation wouldn't be required. Okay? Now, if you have a workout partner, you have somebody in your life that'll push you to keep you on track for this. But your lesson for this week is to start, and to start hot. As soon as you finish this training, start making your first text messages, your first direct messages, your first phone calls. Start scheduling appointments. What are you going to do? You're going to tell your story and do the thing. Tell your story, sample the product. Tell your story, play the video. Tell the story, get them on a Zoom. Tell the story, connect them with your upline. Tell the story, whatever that thing is. Tell the story, do the thing in volume. And we're going to load this week. We're going to load. This is not a week for you to read books. It's not a week for you to study anything. It's not a week for you to be able to prepare. You don't need to go to the office supply store to do anything. You just need to start calling people. Go when your upline isn't. Go when your downline isn't. Go when your company isn't. Go. This is about you changing your life. This is about you turning everything around. This is about you creating a completely new story. Can your life change in 30 days? I know from experience that in fact, it can. You've already made the decision to be here. You've already made the commitment to do this. Now it's time to face your fear and do it anyway. Face your fear. Lean into it. Use it. Inspire yourself. Put stuff around you to remind you. Tell your family to kick you in the ass every time they see you not doing what you're supposed to do. Turn off your Netflix account. Turn your TVs off. Unplug them from the walls. Take all the distractions that are around you and eliminate them, and do what needs to be done in order to be able to start this process, okay? So for this week, power through the objections, power through the questions, go make up in volume what you might lack in skill. And next week, I'm going to be focused more specifically on objections and questions, because you're going to get a lot of them in this process, in the front loading and in the follow-up. Okay? But for now, just focus on volume and you'll get past it. Got it? That's it. So we lit this candle. Time for you to go and make it happen. I can't wait to hear your stories over the course of this next week. Oh, one more thing. We wanted to provide something for you that will help you recruit. We have this thing called GoPro Academy. People pay $50 a month for this, $600 a year for GoPro Academy. It has all my courses inside of it. It doesn't have this experience, but it has all my courses inside of it. Every person you recruit in this 30 days, I will give them a free month of GoPro Academy to start their business. You will have the ability to gift that to them. Every single person. So if you sign up 20 people, I will give you the 1 month of GoPro Academy for all 20. Every single one of them. So you can go to them and say, listen, I'm going to give you this extra gift as just a benefit of joining me now while I'm doing this. You can get this GoPro Academy access and start your business strong. So if you're thinking about it, come on in, right? So you have the ability. I'll let you know. We'll post exactly how that's going to work. I'll let you know specifically how you can redeem that. So when you sponsor somebody, even if you sponsor them in their pre-launch or your preparation phase, I'm still going to gift it to you. All the people that you sponsor between now and the time we finish this course, I'm going to give you the ability to gift them GoPro Academy for a free month. Okay? So just an extra little incentive and bonus. And first people who are going to get the 20 done, I'm going to do some interviews with you, and we're going to feature you on the inside of the group, and we're going to feature you inside of network.
You guys don't really need that part because you didn't pay for the course. So I'm just going to stop it. Stop the share, stop the recording.